I've got it. After all this time, I've finally got it.
You've been gone for like 9 months. What happened to your eye?
That's not important. Anyways, we gotta watch it.
Or we could watch that movie with the zombie segregation or—
Too late, I'm putting the DVD in. Ha.
We start with the Universal logo glitching out, which, ooh, scary, as we see the night guard trying to pry open a vent. For some reason, the lockdown doors that were in the first game is just replaced with a regular door in this movie, and just lock it. I'm sure it'll be fine. After he pries open the vent, he goes into what I'm assuming is storage, which leads to the backstage, which actually, yeah, that makes more sense. I don't know why I was going to complain about that. While trying to find his way out, he gets found out by Foxy, which, while trying to open a door that's apparently locked, Foxy gets him. After being caught, he gets strapped down and put into a spring-locked Freddy head, which, yeah, I wasn't good at that part in Day Shift either. Just get over it, I guess. He dies, and then we get introduced to the opening, and I wish I could play it, but copyright's kind of lame, so, And then we get introduced to the title card, and then we start the movie. We start with Mike, who wakes up at 6 a.m. Too bad the night guard didn't get to do the same thing. He's getting ready to go to work, which includes ditching his meds, doing some push-ups, and talking to his sister, Abby. Mike tries to be nice to her and stuff, and then she's all like, whoa, it's dream theory, but
That's just a theory. A game theory.
While he's working his security job, he spots a kid who he thinks is getting kidnapped and gets into an epic chase with. But uh-oh, it was just his dad. Silly Mike. After that little incident, he gets called into the office by Shaggy Rogers.
You beat up a man in broad daylight.
Mistake. It was a misunderstanding.
Anyways, moral of the story, Mike can't keep a job and Shaggy has a job for him. Security job. Ooh. He says he can't do nights, which I beg to differ. Shaggy Rogers just gives him a card in case he changes his mind, and then he goes home. Whenever he comes home, he sees a note by the police on the door, which I think is kind of foreshadowing, but that's just my opinion. Something family drama. For some reason, Abby has beef with him, which I don't really care about, if I'm gonna be honest. I came here to watch the animatronic. Anyways, he tells her to eat. She's like, nuh-uh, and that's really it, honestly.
Boring. You're boring, everybody. Quit boring everyone!
We see Mike going to sleep as we go into one of the many dream sequences that are in the movie. Oh yeah, Mike's brother died, by the way. It's very important to the plot. After that, we go over to Abby at school. There hasn't been a Freddy Fazbear in like 5 minutes. They're in a meeting because Mike is a terrible parent.
Degenerate is who they entrust with the well-being of a mentally ill child.
Nah, Abby's just chill like that. You're just a hater, dog.
Not gonna lie, this is kind of boring. I'm gonna skip to the more important parts. There aren't a lot.
If only I had a family that loved me.
Blah, 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 I'm a bad parent, blah, 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 you're so cool, blah, blah, blah. 5 Nights at Freddy's. Alright, here we are. After that whole ordeal, Mike decides to take the security job, so he calls up Shaggy Rogers. Now he's on to 5 Nights at Freddy's. After that, we get told about the FNaF lore of it. Bring your pencils out, this is very important.
It's been shut down for years.
The only reason they haven't given it the old wrecking ball treatment is the owner is a bit of a...
Well, he's kind of a sentimental guy, I guess.
Write that down, write that down!
Now Mike's ready to play 5 Nights at Freddy's. It took him long enough. While he's there, he decides to watch a tape, which...
Stars of the show.
Yeah, it's a very valid response.
After that, he gets jump scared by Ball Boy, and then he goes to Wonder the Pizzeria.
Actually, wouldn't it make sense to stay in the office? Wouldn't they catch you easily that way?
You ever thought about how you have a bad taste in movies?
He goes to look at the animatronics, and then he takes a nap. What? We go into a dream sequence, and this time there's kids. Mike asks them if one of them knows who took his brother, and then they just run away. He chases one of them, and then he trips on the rock, and then he wakes up. It was much easier for him to make it to 6 a.m. apparently. I wonder what night the other guard was on, like 6? After that, he just goes home and... Stupid family drama.
You do realize that lunch is the most important meal of the day.
Thought it was breakfast.
Some people say that, but it's just a theory.
He's in, boys! He did it! He said it!
They're discussing about trying to get Mike in jail, but whatever. They think about killing him, but that's too much effort, so they just decide to go rough up Freddy's. Ooh, I bet this will go well. Mike's trying to tear a poster down, and then Abby comes in the room and wonders what he's doing. She wants to go to work with him. And then Mike is all like,
No, you don't get to.
She's all yours.
Mike goes to work and he's sleeping again. Okay. I like the added detail that Foxy's out, though. This time in the dream, while he's chasing a kid, it appears to be Foxy's kid who cuts his arm. Oh yeah, spooky jump scare. Ooh, scary. It's a horror movie. This time when he wakes up, though, the monitor's flickering, the lights are flickering, oh, and jams are playing. Oh yeah, and It's Me shows up. He turns the breaker off, which, ooh, Foxy was in the background. That's really scary. And then he turns it back on. It appears that one of the police showed up at Freddy's, which, alright.
Time. Starting to think maybe you fell asleep on the job.
Can I help you, officer?
Please, her name's Vanessa.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun with that name. Mike lets
Vanessa.
and she's like, are you high? And then they go and look at the animatronics.
Prepare to have your mind blown.
Yes.
Maybe some other time.
After that, he locks up the place. Vanessa says he'll do just fine, and then he goes home. Unbeknownst to him, though, the place is about to get smashed. They're getting ready to break in, but ooh, Bonnie opened his eyes. Hey look, Midnight Motorist. He hears rattling coming from the fridge, which he opens, and we see what might be the most bloodthirsty animatronic of all time. Carl the Cupcake. Aw, they're kissing. I'd be very scared about that. And you know, one of them is. He even runs into a closet and Bonnie's like,
Got a tight little man to see on you, don't you?
before he killed him. So Who's a What's It sees Hank Hill on the floor dead and stuff because of Bonnie. And now he's pretty scared, so he's skedaddled. He goes into a security office, but the animatronics probably already knew who was going to do that, so they send Carl through the vents.
I fear no man, but that thing. It scares me.
After fending off what can only really be described as Satan incarnate, the door to the office opens, which Who's a What's It sees as his chance to escape. What he wasn't expecting, though, is to get jumped by Foxy. The getaway girl gets out and realizes that her friends haven't been there in, like, forever, and then he gets lured in by the kids and...
Was that the
That's not funny!
What?
Whoa, it's Vanessa. How'd you find my... She's come to tell Mike how people trashed up Freddy's, and they certainly did all right.
Niceys?
Sleep.
I know what they are, Mike. It's written on the bottle. If you're too whacked out to remember to lock a friggin' door, accident or not, you're liable.
You know, I gotta agree with her on this one. Why are you sleeping on the job? Wouldn't you get fired for that?